Hey everyone, this is a little pouch that I made. I made these for my newly created 999 fine silver pieces that I'm making, and I thought I'd show you and share with you how easy it is to make these and how adorable they are. You can use any color fabric, which is kind of nice, and I will get into showing you. So basically, I started with a template, just some cardboard. I made a circle with a plate, and then I kind of badly marked in about 3/4 of an inch all the way around, and I placed some holes that are about 1.5 inches away from each other all the way around. I measured the diameter and did it properly, and I'm not very skilled at making patterns, but this one will do in a nutshell. And then I have a hole in the middle, so I have a single hole punch right here, and literally it's just this tiny little hole. If I have some paper that you can see how small it makes. It's quite handy for a lot of things, actually, this one. So that's just the little punch. And so basically I did a punch all the way around for where I wanted the marks. And then I did one in the middle. I don't remember. I think I just took a pin and punched the middle one because you can't get the punch in there. So basically you use this as your pattern. And I did denim with the first one, and I also recently got a self-inking stamp with SCS on it so that I could stamp all my little tags, and I think that just makes a nice finish. The stamp was like 20 bucks or something like that from a stamp making place. They make all sorts of signage and stuff like that, but I think it just adds that little bit more professional finish to it. And with the denim, because denim can fray really easily, and I didn't want to use the zigzag scissors, I forget what they're called, but you know what I mean. So I found this, it stopped fraying, and you just lightly paint it around the edges with a paintbrush. It's water soluble to clean the paintbrush, super easy. With this other fabric I got some faux suede, and I've pre-cut this one already in the circle, so it's the same size as this. And I've actually even, hard to see, but I've already marked up little dots. Anyway, this one doesn't need to do the edges because it just doesn't fray, which is really convenient, but this kind of fabric is a little bit more expensive. So, you know, it's half a dozen of one, 6 of the other, as the saying goes. You need to punch these. Need to punch the holes with the handy dandy hole puncher. Okay, so as you can see, I've punched holes in it all the way around. And we are going to pop our brad. The side that we want showing, see, the fabric has 2 sides, definitely. It's 2 tones, and I'm choosing the lighter tone. It's the sort of more faux suede side. I'm going to take the rounded, smooth side of the brad and put it on the front and poke the little tube part of the brad through it. Get it nice and through, and then I'm going to use my little machine and use the flat side, not the mountain side, on the smooth side, and then we just push real hard, and we have our brad. So I'm going to do 2 next to each other. I'll try not to squeeze this one so hard. because the other one went a bit funny from squeezing it too hard. I'm still new at this a bit. And squeeze, and we're in. Okay, so 2 more on this side. They're complete. So I've done 2 on that side, and I'm going straight opposite with 2 more across from each other. Now I know we poked through holes on all the rest as well, but we're not going to be putting brads in those because you won't see them. You need them, but you won't see them. Like, you need the holes, but you don't need the brads in them. The brads are a decorative thing. And the other one, that is the Spin Master is in the kitchen. Right, so as you can see, we have 2 brads up the top, 2 brads at the bottom. We don't need that anymore. Now what I've been doing is I have this awesome hole punch. It's a nice big sized one. And I also got, it's 30 sheets craft smooth cardstock. And it's a really cool, just like natural cardboard, whole packet of them. Gonna last me for days. One packet is awesome. As you can see, I've already punched a couple. And I'll just keep going around the sides and then trim the circles off as I don't need them anymore. And with that, if you do it upside down, you can see where you're going, and that way you don't waste too much paper. So I've got one like that, and I also have some black card that I did a second one with. And that's just a cheap card. Nothing expensive there. Just to put down and use that for the base. That's gonna go in the base. And then this one I'm actually using for my COA. So I had a really nice special stamp done up. And so with this one, we want to make sure that this is fully extended and center on the cardboard. That'll do. And then you just push down and lift up. You have a nice certificate of authenticity. I'll put the name there, and I'll put the number and then the weight, and good to go. So what I'm doing is I put that as my base, then I put that on top so that people can keep that if they want to. And then I would put my silver piece there and some tissue. So I have this pre-cut to be long enough to go all the way through the whole thing. I can tell you roughly it's 23 inches, and the diameter of the circle that I did is 8 inches. So there's a few measurements quickly for you all. And I'm not going to use this pre-cut one because I use that as a measure. But I have all my ribbons up here. Now I know that this stuff, this like satin cord, can fray as well. So I'm going to put a little bit of the fray stop on it at the ends, just a dab. Oh, bit too much, but that's all right. Just dab it on the ends and let that dry. So I'm gonna let that dry and I'll come back to you when it's dry. Hey guys, I'm back at you. My cord is all dried off on the tips. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start at the front and I'm gonna thread it through so that, number one, they're even, obviously. And number two, so that you can see the cord going across from left to right through the two brads that we put in earlier. And now I'm just gonna thread them in and out on both sides until you get to the back, without trying to keep them in place so that they don't move from that too much. And because you put the fraying stuff on the ends, it actually helps when threading them through as well. It makes it just a little harder, the end, so that it just pops right through nicely. And so when you get to the end, you should be going out. And again, on this side, we do the same. And almost there. One more through the brad. Okay, we're gonna put our COA and our base in the middle. If you want to, because you have the dot from putting a dot through the hole, a little bit of glue stick onto the back of the cardboard, just to hold it in place. It doesn't need a lot, just a rough, there's the middle, stick it down. It just gives it a firmer base. And we're going to take our ends and basically just hold it up and just slowly bring them together. And that's pretty much all we do. You can fuss around and get this like nice and level. And then bring them around the back. So I'm going to bring them around the back to the front. And I stamped one of my little tags. With these tags, I just got these from Michael's, but they're longer with a knot higher up. So I just make another knot lower down and trim them off because it's just a bit long for this project. For other things, I leave them longer. So I'm going to slide that on and just make a quick little bow. Pull that through. And there you have it. Another little pouch. And you can, as I said, do them in any colors you want, with any color ribbon you want. You can pick them all up from Hobby Lobby for your fabric or Joann's, and pick your ribbons up anywhere. You know, leather cord or satin cord. I also have a knitted one. It's like a herringbone, which is nice. That one was a little bit pricier though. I don't know if it was because of the color or the herringbone on it. So yeah, there's different ones that you can pick up and use as long as you can get it through the smaller holes, because we haven't put brads on them. If you want, you can put brads all the way through, and that way you can use a larger ribbon. It's pretty endless what you can do with it. And you can also just use like a natural string, which is always useful. I keep plenty of that at hand because I use it all the time for all sorts of different projects. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial, and it's something a little different rather than your typical organza jewelry bag to put things into. I think these have a nice look to them. I will show you a photo I took of them all nicely finished without all this stuff behind. And I hope you guys have a safe and blessed week, month, year. Let's all stay strong and stay home, and I will see you soon. Bye.